Attitude. I'm in the Army, Gary. I can't.
Cool. I'm good to go now.
All right. All right. Can you tell me your name and what you do?
Yeah, my name is Grant Bennett. I'm the project manager for a CDFI veteran collaborative, which is a national group of community lenders that focuses on lending to small businesses for veterans and their spouses. So CDFI is a community development financial institution. They are typically nonprofits, but they are small business loan funds that are certified by the Treasury Department to lend to small businesses that banks typically don't lend to. And so that is low to moderate income, that's minorities and women. And at People Fund and with the collaborative, we include veterans and military spouses in that population. So the qualifications are, they look at the same criteria that banks usually look at, but we as a CDFI have a lot more latitude in the businesses that we're able to help. So for example, a lot of traditional banks won't lend to startups, where a large part of the loans that CDFIs do are to startups. A bank won't look at you if you don't have certain revenue projections, or they won't look at you if you have a certain credit score. Whereas CDFIs, we look at all those same things, but we're much more flexible. We have much more latitude on the criteria that we look at. With the idea being that we go through the whole loan application process, but the business owner is able to do it with someone that has the flexibility. And so later on down the road, as their business is more successful and they go to get that traditional loan from a traditional bank, they've already been through the process. For us is about $70,000. For veterans, it's usually a little higher because veterans are usually able to borrow a little bit more money. But you know, with CDFIs, you want to make sure that your loan size is within kind of that $50,000 to maybe $100,000 size range, because the companies that you're trying to help aren't always going to be able to cash flow large loans like $150,000. So if your average loan size is $100,000, $150,000, the companies that you're supposed to be helping aren't going to be able to cash flow that. So you need to come up with innovative products and solutions to kind of bring that average loan size down so that you're able to help a majority of small businesses. Typically, a small business loan can be used to buy equipment, a lot of leasehold improvements we see, a lot of working capital for some places. You know, if it's a restaurant, we can do all the equipment for it. We can help them do the build out for the space. We can give them a little bit of working capital for operating expenses. Yeah, so, you know, when I think of funding for a small business, I think of it in three buckets, right? There's friends and family, there's debt, and then there's the equity investments. CDFIs typically follow into the debt side of things, right? And we really want to focus on it being affordable debt, but it is debt. So that's going to be different than an angel or a VC investment that's going to take equity away from that company. So with that money that comes into the small business, also comes in another investor. And with that investor, it's going to be expectations, there's going to be control, there's going to be some other things that equity investor is going to bring in and want, rather than a debt loan where it's just you borrow money, you pay it back, you give a little bit of interest back, and then at the end of the day when that debt is paid off, the bank is done and they have no control or no lasting impression on your business. So you as the entrepreneur get to keep the control of your small business. Yeah, one of our favorite is a coffee shop called Lucky Labs Coffee. They were a food truck and then they just went into their first retail space. We did a loan with them in order to get them into the retail space. We did some build out and some working capital to get them up and running in that new space and to kind of give them that bridge as they transferred from a food truck to a traditional retail space. You know, we really like them as a veteran entrepreneur because a lot of the things that we see in the veteran entrepreneurship space is they have some kind of mission-driven focus with their business. And so with Lucky Labs, a portion of all their tips and revenue that comes in, they donate back to the local shelter to help out animals, specifically dogs in this case. So we see a lot of that in the veteran entrepreneurship space, where it's, hey, we want to have this small business, we want to put value out into the community, but we're also going to have a mission on top of that. Usually you find the CDFI that's in your area, you reach out to them, you start a loan application. Usually a loan officer will get in touch with you and kind of put out the criteria of what they need, which is typically like a business plan, personal financial statements and projections, some other things depending on the organization. They put that package together, they submit it to underwriting. Underwriting gives you the yes or no decision, and then you close the loan and you fund it and you're good to go. So it kind of varies a little bit more depending on what product you're going to use, but that's kind of the gist of it. And so that process can take, we have some loan products that we can have someone apply and get approved and funded within the week. But then some of the other bigger ones and more complex deals, it might take anywhere from 20 days to 30 days to 40 days. When you start depending on the SBA and some of these other partners, it can kind of bump out that process. But at the end of the day, it's affordable capital, and that's the important part. Yeah, if you're a veteran entrepreneur or you're a military spouse and you're looking at CDFIs or to get a small business loan, I would go to vet.loan and go in there and look at the partnerships that are there on the Veteran LLC website and see if there's a partner in your area. If you don't have a company that's listed on the website, you can then go to cdfi.org and type in where you're at in the country, and it should give you a list of local CDFIs that you can reach out to for a small business loan. So, yeah.
That's super helpful. I think that's,
Yeah, so any questions you can think of that we didn't?
No, I think that's pretty good, sir. You want anything to plug in there? And I'm sure it's going to be cut and stuff too, because I started.